I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started on the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're educated about the show, you click on that merchandise tab. It's going to get straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you couldn't know and expect from the Renegades Puck are all still available in our online store. Whether that's socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or so much more. Something like 88 different items with our Layman logo on it. We've sold out so that you can buy in. We sure would appreciate if you pick up some new merch for 2024. Social media is of critical importance in this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. Please check us out on X, check us out on Threads, check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and you can even still find us on TikTok from time to time. So please, it doesn't cost you a penny, it doesn't take you but a second, and it sure goes a long way to helping us out on social media. You can find us on YouTube, and thank you so much to our brand new subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody who's left a comment as of late. We sure do appreciate you guys. Stick taps, love, and respect. Episodes of Renegades of Puck TV appear on YouTube before they appear anywhere else. Also, we have our analysis breakdown, our recaps, our previews, all of that stuff over there on YouTube. So check out our YouTube channel, Renegades of Puck TV. Just search Renegades of Puck today. The audio podcast, thanks to the Full Press NHL Network and the Full Press Predators podcast, is doing incredibly well to start the year, and we sure do thank you for helping us keep the momentum from 23 to 24, and we look to continue that going through January and through the rest of the year. So again, stick taps, love, and respect to everybody who's checked out an episode of the audio version of the podcast. Venmo is how you can support the show. You can just scan the QR code that's currently on your screen, or you can search Renegades Puck in Venmo. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this operation out. So if you can spare a dollar to begin 2024, it sure would go a long way to helping us with our next set of objectives, and we're going to start installing a heat and air conditioning system, at least a small one, a temporary one, out here in the studio as the temperatures get colder, and then unfortunately they're going to get much hotter as the cycle continues. We're going to have to do something about temperature control. It has affected some of our different technologies out there. It's one of the reasons we had to change over so many things. So that's Venmo, though, and that's how you can help us out, and that's what we're working on with the money that you're donating to us. We're working towards the goal of installing some sort of temperature control system out here in the studio. Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, and I can't even believe it. It's time for operation number 850. That's right. It's time for show number 850. And at this moment in hockey history, Nashville Predators currently find themselves in fourth place in the Central Division. 40 games skated is one game shy of the midway point of the season. The Preds have a record of 22-17-1. 45 points has them 9 points short of the first place Winnipeg Jets on home ice, which is where the Nashville Predators' next game will take place against the Anaheim Ducks. They have a record of 12-10-0. Predators scored 126 goals in the season. They've given up 125 goals. They have a goal differential of +1. Before we get into the Preds and the Ducks matchup, let's talk about the Central Division's updated standings. I mentioned the Winnipeg Jets have overtaken both the Colorado Avalanche and Dallas Stars. The Winnipeg Jets, one of the hottest teams in the entirety of the NHL right now. They've skated in only 38 games. It's the least amount in the Central Division. They have a record of 25-9-4. 54 points has them 1 point clear of the second place Colorado Avalanche, who they've skated 2 less games than. The Avs have skated in 40 games. They have a record of 25-12-3, have 53 points. The Dallas Stars have 49 points. The Nashville Predators in fourth place with 45 points. The St. Louis Blues are in fifth place with 41 points. The Arizona Coyotes have 40. The Minnesota Wild have 38. And the Chicago Blackhawks in eighth and last place with only 24 points in the Central Division. So, yes, from the Blackhawks to the Winnipeg Jets is quite the wide gap from 24 to 54. But when you start talking about the rest of the Central Division, seventh place, 38 points, that's not that far out of it. Arizona Coyotes, St. Louis Blues, they're all still reasonably in this thing as we head towards the second half of the season. The Nashville Predators are only 4 points away from a guaranteed playoff spot, currently holding one of the wild card spots. So it's pretty interesting how the Central Division is shaping up here at the midpoint of the season. We'll spend a little bit more time on the division and the rest of the divisions, the league standings and stuff, coming up possibly in the next episode as we look to focus on the middle point of the season. Now, I mentioned the Preds and the Ducks. That's the next game up for us to talk about. Before the Preds, the next week ahead looks like this. Once the Preds wrap up Tuesday night at home against the Anaheim Ducks, they'll be Friday back off to Dallas. So the Preds come home, play one game, then head back to Dallas for another game. We'll be talking about the other Dallas game coming up here in just a moment in the Reverse Sports full game recap. Saturday versus New York Islanders. So Friday at Dallas, Saturday back home against the Islanders, Monday in Vegas, then the 18th in LA, the 20th in Arizona. So the Nashville Predators getting back on that roller coaster ride of a yo-yo of traveling and having a lot of games on the road. So we're coming up on that stretch again. West Coast road trip already again. The Nashville Predators will be the second of 3 regular season meetings with the Anaheim Ducks. It was back on November the 14th when the Preds welcomed the Ducks in the Bridgestone Arena before, and it wasn't a very good night for the Nashville Predators. They fell 3-2 to Anaheim. UC Saros took the loss, only going 17 out of 20. Yossi and Forsberg picked up the goals. For the Preds, it was Gibson with 28 out of 30 picking up the win. Henrique, Fowler, and it's Gudas. Radko Gudas picked up the goal. I didn't write that very clearly. Radko Gudas picked up the goal. Oh, man, that's frustrating. The fact that I wrote the note poorly and the fact that it's Radko Gudas himself. One goal for Gudas and that one, Fowler and Henrique. Those are the goal scorers for Anaheim as they were able to come away with the victory. And they will play one more time. It'll take place that's February the 25th. Nashville will be in Anaheim for the final regular season meeting between these two teams. Now, let's talk about the Ducks a little bit. Overall record, 13-24-1, is 7th overall in the Pacific Division. On the road, a record of 7-9-0. They've scored 95. They've given up 127. That's a goal differential of minus 32. When we go back and we take a look at the last stretch of action, the recent 5 for the Ducks on the 27th of December coming out of the Christmas break, a 5-2 win versus Vegas on the 29th of December, a 2-0 loss versus the Arizona Coyotes on the 31st on New Year's Eve, a 7-2 loss versus Edmonton, following up on the first game of 2024 on the 3rd of January, a 2-1 overtime loss versus Toronto, and now most recently on the 5th, a 3-1 loss versus Winnipeg. Sunday evening, they'll face off against Detroit. So the Anaheim Ducks are in danger of losing this entire homestand that started all the way back during the Christmas break. Taking a look inside the numbers, the matchups between the Predators and the Ducks, and we'll update these numbers on Monday to preview Tuesday. So taking a look at the numbers as they stand right now, the Preds 3.10 goals per game is 17th best in the NHL, while the Anaheim Ducks 2.47 goals per game is 29th rated in the National Hockey League. The Nashville Predators giving up 3.13 goals against per game. That's 14th in the league. 3.34 is the Ducks number. That's 24th overall in the National Hockey League. In the shots for category, the Nashville Predators are at 30.3 generated on net per game. That's 19th overall. The Anaheim Ducks only generating 29.4. That is 25th. The Nashville Predators 18th overall in shots against, 30.5 against them per game, while Anaheim's giving up 32.6 against per game. That's 27th overall in the NHL. And the special teams numbers, the Nashville Predators are going to be ahead in the power play right here with a power play conversion rate of 21.3%. It's 16th best overall in the National Hockey League. 29 out of 136 is the raw data. The Anaheim Ducks are at 19.5% conversion rate. That's 18th, 23 out of 118 power play opportunities. When it comes to the penalty kill, the Anaheim Ducks ahead in this category. 79.6% kill rate is 18th best in the league. 34 power play goals against, however, is a very, very high number. They take a lot of penalties. The penalty kill for the Nashville Predators, the kill rate 76.9% is 25th. 30 power play goals against. That's also a very, very high number. Now, when it comes to the individual scores for these teams, we like to talk about the top 5 from each team. Let's talk about the visiting Anaheim Ducks first. Frank Vetrano, what a story he's been this season. 18 goals for a team that only has 13 wins on the season. Vetrano, 18 goals, had 10 assists to that for 28 points. He's been a really, really good story for the Anaheim Ducks team. McTavish, 11 and 15 for 26. Terry's at 9 goals and 13 assists for 22 points. Strome, 3 and 17 for 20. And Henrique, 10 plus 9 equals 19 points on the season. The Nashville Predators, updated standings are as follow. Philip Forsberg continues to dominate, leading the team in scoring, now stretching his team lead to 10 points over second place Ryan O'Reilly. Philip Forsberg has 21 goals on the season, 24 assists, 45 points. We are not yet to the midway point. Philip Forsberg is still on pace for a 40-plus goal season and a 90-plus point season. We could, the way Philip Forsberg sometimes heats up and scores better in the second half of the season, it's going to be close, but we could be tracking a 100-point season this year, and wouldn't it be so fabulous and fantastic if Philip Forsberg can find his way to beyond 40 and break the franchise record. again. O'Reilly, 15 and 24, 35. Nyquist, 10 goals and 22 assists for 32 points. The captain, Roman Josi, 8 goals and 23 assists for 31 points. And Colton Sissons, still fifth on the team in scoring with 12 goals and 9 assists for 21 points. Your updated goaltending numbers for the Nashville Predators and anticipated matchup. UC Saros, 16, 4 and 1, 901 save percentage, 3.01 goals against average. And Gibson on the Anaheim side, 7, 16 and 0, 903 save percentage, 2.97 goals against average. So the record not impressive for Gibson, but the save percentage and the goals against better than either of the Nashville Predators netminders. Speaking of the other Nashville Predators netminder, we got updates on Kevin Lankinen's stats. Now with a record of 5 and 3 on the season, a 901 save percentage, 3.14 goals against average. Lankinen certainly performing at a very good level for the backup goaltender of the Nashville Predators franchise. That's got you all set up for now for the Nashville Predators versus the Anaheim Ducks. We'll update all of these numbers and do another preview segment for you on Monday once the Anaheim Ducks wrap up their game on home ice against the Detroit Red Wings on Sunday night. We got to talk about the Reverse Sports full game recap. We got to go talk about what happened between the Nashville Predators and the Dallas Stars in Dallas. It was a measuring stick game, and we're going to talk about it next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to January 6th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were in Dallas to take on the Stars. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combinations in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sissons, Parson, and recently called up Goryanov, Smith, Novak, and Evangelista, Trennan, McCarron, and Tomasino. Your defensive pairings are Josi and Barra, Luzon and Carey, McDonough and Shen, and Kevin Lankinen gets the start in net on the road for this pivotal Central Division matchup. We are 1 minute and 4 seconds into the game, and it is Wedgwood coming up with a save on O'Reilly. That's going to be the first shot on goal of the game at the 5:02 mark. That's right, we go 4 minutes without anything happening here. Lankinen comes with a save on Robertson's the first save of the game for Kevin Lankinen. The two teams are playing it close immediately in this game. We go to 6:17 of the first minute. It's Lankinen coming up with a save on Sagan. The Preds D got to scrambling and gave up a good scoring opportunity right here. We go all the way to the 9:34 mark of the first period when Wedgwood comes up with a save on Trennan at 10:58 of the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Steele. So again, these two teams are really playing some good, tight hockey here in the first period in Dallas. To the 11:26 mark of the first period, we have our first goal of the game, and it's going to be by Nyquist getting his 10th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead. It was O'Reilly doing the hard work and bringing the jam in the corner, helps spring the puck. Unfortunately, not awarded an assist on this one. Nyquist finds the loose puck and absolutely rips a sweet wrist shot into the net. Nyquist's 10th goal of the season gives the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead here at the 11:26 mark of the first period. With the 11:50 mark of the first period, we find our first penalty of the game. It's going to be on Lindell, 2 minutes for interference. Wedgwood would have to come up with a save on Josi, and then we would see a strong penalty kill by the Dallas Stars. Incredibly aggressive and very active with their sticks. They are very difficult and definitely earn that number 4 overall rating in the NHL. 14-1 of the first period. Lankinen coming up with a save on Lindell after the Preds turnover at the end of the power play. The Preds got a little bit reckless, a little bit too cute, could not find the shot, so a couple of different passes ends up leading to a turnover, an odd man rush the other way with Lindell coming out of the box. At 16:22 of the first, it's Wedgwood coming with a save on O'Reilly at the top of the crease. Great job by O'Reilly cutting hard to the net right here at 17:47 of the first. It's Wedgwood coming with a save on Tomasino's backhand off of the rush. 18:08 of the first period. It's Lankinen coming up with a save on Craig Smith. Yes, indeed, that Craig Smith. 19:02 of the first period. It's Carey off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. The Nashville Predators picking up their first penalty of the game. A strong PK to close out the final 58 seconds of the period. So at the end of the first period, the Nashville Predators hold a 1-0 lead and are out shooting the Dallas Stars 9-6. The power play carries over to the clean sheet on the second period for 1 minute and 2 seconds, and we find Wedgwood doing the work immediately, coming with a shorthanded save on Smith, with Sissons following up the play and getting a second shorthanded scoring chance for this Nashville Predators team. Lankinen then comes up with a save on Robertson. The Preds are able to maintain a good, strong penalty kill. At 2:24 of the second period, it's Lankinen coming with the save on Marchment's partial breakaway. But on this partial breakaway, it is Schenn getting called for a penalty. As a matter of fact, Marchment is being awarded a penalty shot. So Lankinen has to come up with a glove save on Marchment's penalty shot attempt. Nashville Predators survive this opportunity. 5:50 of the second period, it's Wedgwood coming with a save on Goryanov at 5:57 of the second. It's Dallas scoring a goal, but the play is immediately challenged for offsides, and it is in fact deemed to be offsides, so it is overturned. The goal is taken off of the board. At 7:20 of the second period, so just a minute and 23 seconds after the goal is taken off of the board, it's Luke Evangelista scoring his 7th goal of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead. It was a 2-on-1 rush, and Evangelista does a good job of a professional goal scorer right here, looking Wedgwood off on the 2-on-1 at the pass and then taking and ripping the shot, going blocker side. Really great play overall by Luke Evangelista. Now his 7th goal of the season. The Preds lead 2-0. We're at 8:15 now of the second period. It's Lankinen coming up with a save on Fox at 9:29, just before the midway point of this game. It's Sagan getting Dallas on the board with his 14th goal of the season. It was Matt Duchene making the pass from down low to out high, and this was pretty incredible execution by everyone involved. Matt Duchene from behind the net below the goal line makes the pass to a crashing Sagan coming straight down the slot, and he finishes the play off by beating Lankinen for his 14th goal of the season, getting Dallas on the board 2-1 now in favor of the Predators. 10:33 of the second period, Wedgwood coming with a save on Forsberg at 11:17. The second period, Wedgwood coming with a save on Goryanov at 12:07 of the second. Lankinen comes with a save on Robertson after the puck hit the post. It actually first hits the glass and takes a weird bounce. Then the return of that hits the post, and then the return of that has to be stopped by Lankinen. An incredible sequence right here. Very wild moment. 13:56 of the second. Lankinen comes with a save on Sagan. 14:18 of the second period. It's Lankinen coming with a save on Marchment plus his follow-up immediately after. 15:52. Lankinen comes up with a save on Lindell at the 16:44 mark. The second period, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Steele at 17:52. Lankinen, another save on Sagan. The Dallas Stars are definitely putting the pressure on the Nashville Predators here in the second period. In 19:09 of the second period, Parson ends up taking a penalty. 2 minutes for interference. This happens in the offensive zone. Got caught with the pick play. A truly tough moment for Parson and a bad play overall. Dallas is going to convert on the power play almost immediately when Ben deflects the puck from the low slot into the net, beating Lankinen for his 8th goal of the season, tying the game up at 2 apiece here in the final minute of the second period. The Dallas Stars certainly do not worry about how much time is left on the clock. They just keep on playing, and Ben gets his 8th goal. Since 1954, we see Wedgwood come with a save on Nyquist. That'll end the second period with Dallas now out shooting the Predators 21-19, so the Dallas Stars pick up 15 shots on goal in the second period. We flip over to the backside of the sheet, and now it's time for the third period. It is going to be 20 seconds into the third period when Lankinen comes up with a save on Johnston at the 2:42 mark of the third period. The two teams started out playing very closely here in the third period. Forsberg picks up his 20th goal of the season. He stick handles at close range and has the backhand finish into the empty net. He had Wedgwood completely down and out of the play, and Forsberg finishes the play off with the backhand. His 20th of the season gives the Nashville Predators back the lead now 3-2 early in the third period. 4:15 mark of the third period. It's Lankinen coming up with a save on Craig Smith at 7:28 of the third period. It's Philip Forsberg getting his 2nd goal of the period and his 21st goal of the season. The wraparound goes through the 5-hole, doesn't go for the tuck into the post. The post was sealed, but the pads were not. 5-hole was opened by Wedgwood, and Forsberg cashing in for the second time in the third period. The Preds now lead 4-2 here in Dallas. 9:13 in the third period. Lankinen coming with a save on Marchment plus the follow-up at the 10:21 mark of the third period. It's Robertson coming up with his 13th goal of the season for the Dallas Stars and their 3rd goal of the game, making it a 1-goal game. Again, the Preds leading 4-3 at this point. Robertson simply outworked Tommy Novak, just outbattled him, got to the puck, and then outworked the D and outworked Lankinen, and he scored truly a superstar offensive player type of goal, outworking numerous players to try to will his team back into into this game. Robertson always finds success against this Nashville Predators team. That was Robertson's 13th of the year at the 10:21 mark, and now we've got a nail-biter coming up in the final minutes of this third period. At 12:14 of the third period, it's Lankinen coming with a save on Matt Duchesne. 13:39 of the third period, it's Wedgwood coming with a save on Luzon. At the 14:59 mark of the third period, it's Wedgwood coming up with a save on McDonough. At 16:34, Lankinen comes up with a save on Zdenoff at close range. We see the 6-on-5 empty net opportunity. The Nashville Predators unable to get control of the puck long enough to generate any shots towards the Dallas net. The Dallas Stars are able to maintain some good, solid pressure with the extra attacker, but the Preds are going down all over the ice, blocking shots, disrupting passing lanes, and doing all they can, and they got just the most timely turnover at the blue line, giving the Nashville Predators an opportunity to finish this game out, and Lankinen did not even have to make a save with the extra attacker on. The Nashville Predators hang on here at the end of the third period to win this game 4-3. The Dallas Stars do end up out shooting the Nashville Predators for the game 29-22, but for the Nashville Predators, they stepped up and went toe-to-toe in what we described as a measuring stick game, and it was Philip Forsberg absolutely throwing the team on his back in the third period and making it go offensively. Both of his goals were high-skilled offensive goals, and it was impressive to see Philip Forsberg step up and take care of that opportunity. The Nashville Predators also, with Lankinen in net, survive a huge surge by the Dallas Stars from the second period and also in the third period. The Dallas Stars going from 6 shots on goal in the first to 21 at the end of the second to 28 at the end of the third. But the Dallas Stars pick up 2 goals in the second period, and they pick up 1 goal in the third period. The Nashville Predators come away with the 4-3 victory. Now 1-1 on the season against the Dallas Stars. Could be 2-0, but we're going to stop talking about the previous game at Bridgestone. They got 2 more opportunities to go up against this Dallas Stars team next Friday, right back into the Stars' den, and they'll have to try to do this again, but they can continue to play good, consistent hockey like this and engage in the battle more like they did in this game. They were in this game from start to finish, and that's why they come away with the victory instead of what we had been seeing in some of these other games. So the good Nashville Predators came back in this game. They picked up a huge division win, huge 2 points over the Dallas Stars in what we call the measuring stick game. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Back next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. Kevin Lankinen gets the start in this game. We talked about it on the previous show. Maybe it was time for Lankinen to step up and get a big game. Now, for the head coach, Andrew Brunette, he played it perfectly after the game. He said, well, Lankinen missed a couple of games sick. He was due for a start, so we plugged him in. Didn't mention anything to do with UC Saros' leaky goaltending as of late or his up and down nature. So Lankinen, setting you up for that situation, does get the start as we had talked about, as I was honestly hoping he would, because I want UC Saros to get an opportunity to settle his game down, and I want Lankinen to get a chance to up his game, and it's exactly what he did in this one. 26 out of 29. He does give up 3 goals against, but he stopped the penalty shot, also stopped the partial breakaway that the penalty shot was awarded on. That was not an easy play. A strong win on the season. He's 5-3. He's got a save percentage of .901, which is pretty respectable at this moment in time. And again, 2 games over 500, 5-3, 10 games skated. We're only 1 game from the first half of the season, so it's looking like Lankinen is on pace to skate about 20 games this season. That's really what we were looking for UC Saros to be right around the 60-game mark, and Kevin Lankinen to be around the 20, 21, 22 it would be if UC Saros only played 60, but Kevin Lankinen getting his 10th game of the year. He's also been in relief a couple of times. So that's going to do it for the goaltender analysis. I thought Lankinen was strong in this one. He did exactly what he needed to do, and the team was better in front of him. The team was blocking shots. The team was doing what they needed to do and playing a much tighter bigger game in their defensive zone in front of Lankinen, helping him secure this victory. Philip Forsberg, 2 goals in this game, 4 shots on goal, 4 hits, 18:43 on time on ice. He was dominant in this game. He wanted to beat the Dallas Stars. It was obvious from the beginning of this game on. He was skating incredibly hard. He was all over the puck in this one. And the 2 goals now put him at 21 for the season. He's now on pace, since we're not even at the halfway point of the season, for a 40-plus goal season, 90-plus points. That would be incredible. Paul Kariya's 85 points as a forward is the record. And, of course, 96 is the franchise record by Roman Josi. I still truly believe Philip Forsberg's going to slot right in the middle of those two, but he's usually a better scorer the second half of the season. So who knows where 45 points could turn out to be in the next half of a season. But for Philip Forsberg, he was dominant in this game. He wanted this game, and it was obvious, and he threw the Nashville Predators on his back, along with his line mates. So Nyquist picks up a goal and assist for 2 points in this game as well. So Forsberg's got 2 points. Nyquist has 2 points. Nyquist is also on an 8-game scoring streak, 12 points in those 8 games, and it's just the relentless jam that he brings to the net. He went to the front of the net. O'Reilly down in the corner. The puck manages to trickle out, and there's Nyquist picking it up, seizing on it, winning another battle, and putting the puck in the net. When he gets the puck in close range, he has a great snipe for the top corner. So Nyquist, again, picks up another goal in this game. Nyquist now in double digits in goals, 10 goals. He's on 32 points. He's on an 8-game point scoring streak. Got 12 points in his last 8 games. And Nyquist is looking great with the relentless jam that he brings to this Nashville Predators lineup. He's the hockey player that none of you really wanted, but every one of you is falling in love with at this moment in time. O'Reilly, let's finish out what happened with the first line. Also picks up 2 points in his game. He's got 2 assists. He fell down in the corner, makes the puck trickle out from 2 of the Dallas Stars player. Didn't get the assist on this one. Nyquist's goal ends up being unassisted, but felt like he could have been awarded a 3rd assist just for the effort, the jam that he brings, but he picks up 2 assists, 19-12 in total time on ice. And again, on the Nyquist goal, he was a huge, they say factor all the time on the broadcast, so it started to creep into my lingo a little bit. He was a huge factor on that one. Mace, that's for you. Stick taps, you're the one that says the factor all the time. The first line in this game, 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points. And in a measuring stick game against a tough Central Division opponent that has had their way with you in recent years, to have your top guys go in and perform at a level like that. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points in this game for the first line. Let's also talk about Luke Evangelista picking up a goal in this game. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 games, 7 on the season. And for Luke, we always talked about he put up some really nice numbers last year, but they were just the little bit inconsistent. That if Luke Evangelista can become a more consistent offensive player, that is his key to making it full-time in the NHL. There is no doubt. He has the skill set. He has the size. He has everything needed to be a pretty good power forward in the NHL, and I think he's going to develop into it. I'm enjoying tracking it, but the empty net goal kind of got him going again, and now he's got 3 goals in his last 4 games, 7 on the season, and again, playing at a very high level. The goal that he scored in this game, very, very professional, high-skilled, 2-on-1, great look-off. Wedgwood falls for the look-off, and then the snipe blocker side. Give Luke Evangelista the stick taps on that play. Made it happen. Gurianov, want to talk about him for a minute, called up on game day. Of course, he used to be a part of the Dallas Stars organization, so you bring him in, you plug him in the lineup, you're looking for a little bit of that revenge factor, maybe looking to catch a little lightning in a bottle. Gurianov, after all, has been extremely hot for the Milwaukee Admirals. He's one of the best players in the AHL as of late. In this game, he makes his debut for the Nashville Predators. Goes up there on the second line, skated with Parsonen and Sissons in this game. Picked up 2 shots on goal, skated 14-27 in time on ice. And you know what? A noticeable debut. I certainly saw him buzzing around. I saw him working hard. And honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him get another couple of games, because the Nashville Predators are still trying to unravel what they're going to do with the secondary scoring situation. And while I do not want to see Glass out of the lineup, and I don't want to see these young players start to lose their ice time, we're halfway through the season right now, and the Nashville Predators are currently holding a wild card spot. At some point in time, they're going to have to bear down and get more serious about maybe secondary scoring and some of the defensive issues. So that may affect how they treat the trade deadline coming up. Also remember, unrestricted free agents, restricted free agents, all of these things are going to come into play and how Barry Trotz handles his first ever trade deadline. It's going to be fascinating. Gurianov gets his call up from Milwaukee, generates 2 shots on goal, and I thought that he was noticeable in this game, and that's good news for for the Nashville Predators. Maybe he can be one of the keys to finding some secondary scoring and opening the lineup just a little bit, because Michael McCarron is not secondary scoring. He's bonus scoring. He's a nice treat when he scores, but he can't be counted on to be the secondary scoring for this Nashville Predators team. I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. It really is. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of the show. Let's talk to Stripe Digital Solutions. They've made our website. They've done so much more to help us. And here's the commercial for Stripe Digital Solutions. Brandy, simply incredible work. Just the operation would not be successful without her partnership, without her friendship and her mentorship in how to function in the digital world. So Stripe Digital Solutions, stick taps, love, and respect to you guys. Sure to appreciate everything that you've done, and I'm so happy to have you back as our partner in 2024. We'll be back right after this on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. Let's get right to it. Philip Forsberg, 2 goals in this game. Luke Evangelista picks up a goal. Gus Nyquist also picks up a goal. That makes up your 4 goals for the Nashville Predators. On the assist category, all right, O'Reilly picks up 2. Tommy Novak picks up 1. Tommy Novak, the curious case of Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays, but he hasn't as of late, but he did pick up an assist in this game. Nyquist picks up an assist. Cole Smith also picks an assist. Luke Shen picks up an assist down there at the bottom of the sheet. When it comes to the shots on goal category, Philip Forsberg with 4 far and away leads. No one else on the team with more than 2. So Forsberg, again, bringing the jam in a game when the Nashville Predators only had 22 shots overall on goal. When it comes to block shots, we got to go straight down to the defensemen. It is 4 for Dante Fatro, 4 for Ryan McDonough, and 3 for the captain, Roman Josi. Good to see the Preds blocking more shots, ticking back up in that particular statistical metric, because they had really dropped in that, and it was really showing. And one of the reasons UC Saros was, I think, struggling so much was the defensive zone coverage in front of him was not quite what it used to be. So in the block shots category, you have every single defenseman on the roster has at least 1 block shot. Carrier has 2, Luzon has 2, Shen has 1. So every one of the defenders in this game has at least a block shot. And at the end of the game, give the stick taps there at the end of the game with the extra attacker on the Preds, blocked numerous shots. This was an important part of the game, as Dallas is customary and comfortable in coming back in games late, and the Nashville Predators shut them down by simply blocking every single attempt at the net. In the physical category, Parson had 5 hits in this game, but unfortunately, other than the physical elements of things, almost zeros across the board, and a bad penalty. That is not a great night for Juuso Parson. And 4 hits for Philip Forsberg. So again, Philip Forsberg was easily the player of the game in this one, the primetime player. 2 goals, 4 shots, 4 hits. He's everywhere in the box score. When it comes to time on ice leaders, it is Ryan O'Reilly, 19-12 in total time on ice. Philip Forsberg, 18-43, comes in second of the forwards, and then Gus Nyquist at 18-32. So the first line truly threw the team on their back in this game. It's not something you can rely on each and every game, but they got the job done in this game, generating 3 of the Preds' 4 goals and taking all 3 top slots on ice time. When it comes to the defenders and the time on ice, it is the captain, Roman Josi, of course, leading the team in total time on ice at 24-18. Ryan McDonough, 23-16. All the other defensemen are under 20 minutes for the game. Power play, it went 0-4-1 in this game. Your power play time on ice leaders was Ryan O'Reilly at 120, Philip Forsberg at 125, and Gus Nyquist at 118. Of course, Roman Josi at 116. The PK was 1 of 2, 50% in this one. Your penalty kill time on ice leaders are Cole Smith at 135, and then Colton Sissons at 133 on the defensive side of things. McDonough at 156 and Luzon at 156. In the net, Kevin Lankinen, 26 out of 29. 3 goals against. He made 25 even strength saves, 1 power play save, a in-game save percentage of .897%, but when you stop that penalty shot with the glove, I'm going to forgive an awful lot. He also comes away with the victory on the road and was never behind in this game. The Preds played from ahead, Preds were able to secure the victory, get the 2 points. Now the record against the Dallas Stars, 1-1 on the season. Other things falling out of the box where the face-off winning percentage was particularly brutal. And I made a couple of notes on this because I really want to talk about this for a second. There's a problem right now. 40.7%. Now it's terrible. Tommy Novak was only 1 of 11 on face-offs in this game. 1 out of 11. Ryan O'Reilly, who's one of the best face-off guys in the league, was 5 out of 11. Michael McCarron, 3 out of 7, also typically a reliable center. The Nashville Predators have to do something to step things up when it comes to face-off. Tommy Novak, something's not right with Tommy Novak's game right now. He's not engaged the way he has been at other times. Now, listen, I know we've only been watching Tommy Novak for a small portion of time in reality, but Tommy Novak is not playing to the level that he was playing at any point in time with the Nashville Predators team. 1-11 on face-offs right here. I just didn't think he looked very good in this game against Dallas at all. O'Reilly, I have so much higher expectations. He should never be in the losing side of face-offs. He's one of the best in the league. He's been one of the best in the league for years. And McCarron, 3 out of 7, it's not good enough. 26 hits is a nice number. 23 block shots is a very, very good number. I like that one right there. The Preds re-engaged in the defensive zone and were a lot tighter, and especially down the stretch with the extra attacker against. They were able to block numerous shots and secure the victory for not only Kevin Lankinen, but also for the Nashville Predators. 5 takeaways, 9 giveaways. Don't like being on the minus side of that, but the face-offs were concerning me a whole hell of a lot more in this game. Now, let's wrap it up right there. Let's close the show out right here. It's operation number 850. First of all, thank you so much. 850 episodes, 850 times I've sat here before you, or I've sat in a radio studio in front of a microphone that looked suspiciously like this one. But for 850 times now, I've sat in front of you and I've delivered you the standings and the stats and the box scores and the game recaps and everything else. And, I'm so incredibly appreciative of it. It's never been lost on me. This is something I wanted to do my whole life. It was hard to quantify. It was hard to explain to people. It was hard to describe, but I always knew what I wanted to do, and I always knew exactly how it was going to work out. I just needed time. I needed to work on it. I needed to get better at it. I needed to learn more skills. So that's exactly what we've done for the last 12 plus years now. And being the owner operator of the Renegades of Puck and coming out here and doing this show for you guys every single game. I'm the boss. I don't have to come out here when it's 40 degrees. I don't have to come out here right after the game. I don't have to spend 6, 7, 8 hours working on shows every day and delivering the goods to you guys. Believe me, I can make the rules a little bit different than that, but I believe in the no half step in hockey coverage, and I believe in the jam, and I'm going to continue doing it. I've done it for 850 times. That means 900 will happen probably before the end of the season. That means 1,000 is on the horizon. And when Pete Weber said on episode number 500, congratulations on your first 500, now here's to your next, everybody kind of laughed except for me, because I knew we would still be here 850, 900, 950, 1,000, well beyond. Makes no difference to me, Renegades. I love it. It's my passion, and being a part of the Renegades of Puck is incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Stick taps, love, and respect. I don't really think there's a reason to close out the show. I'll just say they measured up in a measuring stick game. They brought a strong response. One game from the middle point of the season, a Nashville Predators team that's supposed to be in a full rebuild with a brand new head coach, a brand new GM, and a whole bunch of different players is currently holding a wild card spot in the NHL as we head into the middle game of the schedule for the entirety of the 2023-24 season. It's already here. Just like episode 850 has already crept up on us, the middle point of the season already has as well. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for following along on social media. And we'll be back in here Monday. We'll have an updated show, and then we'll be back in here Tuesday to recap everything that happened with the Anaheim Ducks game, and then beyond and beyond and beyond. So again, stick taps, love, and respect. I am so proud to be your captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier.